Hi, St. Mark family. It's Barbara Austin and Father Fabiano.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Father. So today, Father, we're going to talk about how Mass is going.
Okay.
So, where do we want to start?
Well, I think things have been going pretty well since we've been back in church. We came back into church the last weekend in March. May. Excuse me. The last weekend in May, Pentecost Sunday.
Right.
So it's been a few weeks now.
It has been a few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Our attendance is slowly increasing.
That's good.
It's a good thing, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that some families are coming back.
Yes.
So we have some littler children, we have some medium-sized children, and then we have a lot of older adults.
We do.
So even though they're not supposed to be coming back, they're coming back.
Well, that's just a recommendation.
And so in terms of how it actually is flowing, people coming into the church, people receiving communion, the whole not being able to kneel, how do you think that's working out?
Well, I think people are accepting it for kind of what it is right now.
Right.
It's not an ideal situation, but being able to be at Mass, I think, is the overarching goal. And then all of those other things are things we're kind of living with for the time being.
Right, making some adjustments.
Right. I actually think there have been some kind of good things that have come from this, like how we're receiving communion now. I think it has to be something that's very deliberate, so we have to think about what we're doing.
Right.
To stop, to take our Mass down, to think about putting our hands out and receiving communion. And the whole process, I think, has slowed communion down.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Which
yes.
I think is a good thing.
I also think that the welcome team has changed the dynamic as well.
They're doing a fantastic job.
Well, and it's more, I think, because we're more out in front of things instead of just waiting for people. We're out actually greeting people.
Right.
And welcoming them back into the church.
Right. That's the first person you meet is a smiling face with the hand sanitizer. So it's actually, I think, been a good thing to welcome people one by one who are coming into church.
And so in terms of seating people, this has been a little bit of a wrinkle only because we're trying to get as many people into the church as possible.
Right. So everybody asked when we were starting this, how many people fit inside of church? And we kept saying, we don't know.
Right.
Which isn't a very good answer, but it's the truth because it depends on the size of the households that come. So if they're one-person households, there's more empty space. But if there are 5 or 6 people who can sit together, there's less empty space.
Right. And so it changes the whole dynamic, too, within the Mass itself.
Right.
Because we're able to get more people in.
Right. But right now, we've not been in a position where we've been even close to filling the church up. So there's still seats. Even if you're a single person who's coming, there's still seats available.
So I understand from just hearing from what other parishes are doing that we are really on the forefront here at St. Mark's.
Oh, really?
We really are. So we went, for instance, to a place in Virginia, and some of our friends were telling us that they don't have quite as many measures in place in terms of safety.
Oh, really?
And I heard that from a couple of other people in different states.
Yeah, we've been pretty, I don't know if strict is the right word, but we've been very diligent about following the protocols that we're supposed to be following.
And I really believe that hopefully that will help keep us all safer.
In the long run, yes.
We have been also hearing about singing.
Yeah, I know. I know. So I've heard a couple people express that they miss singing in church, and I admit I miss singing in church too. The Mass has been pared down a lot.
Right.
And it's not quite what we're used to. But singing will come back to church.
Right.
It's not gone forever.
Right.
I think it just feels like it's forever, but it will come back. And this Sunday...
I was waiting.
This Sunday we're going to have our first outdoor Mass where we will be singing, assuming that the weather holds out. We will be singing.
Right.
So if folks are missing singing in church, come to the outdoor Mass this Sunday at 9 o'clock. We're going to be singing our hearts out.
Completely different experience.
Exactly.
and bring your family, bring your, I mean, the little ones are
Right.
able to
Right.
come and sit in a chair and
Right.
participate. And
We're going to have boxes sprayed, painted on the fields, 6 feet apart, so you and your family can sit in your box with your own chair or blanket and participate in the Mass. And I think it'll be a little more casual kind of environment.
Right.
You don't have to be quite as cautious about everything.
Right.
Masks, we're encouraging them.
But not mandating.
Not mandated, especially when you're coming up to communion. We're really asking you to have them. But again, a little more casual.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm
And we're
looking
going to have
forward to it.
music.
We're going to have music and singing, and yes.
So it's going to be a whole different vibe than what we're having
Yes.
inside.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
I think it'll be fun. I just hope I don't sweat too much.
Well, I think you're going to have to just let that go
I think
because
it's going to happen.
you're going to sweat.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, awesome. Is there anything else that we want to?
Well, I think that just to encourage folks that, to kind of come back as you're feeling comfortable. And but our live streaming is going to continue. And, maybe give the outside Mass a chance this Sunday. And see what it's like.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Father.
My pleasure.
I appreciate your time.
Of course.
And thank you, St. Mark family. If you have a question for Father, please email it to me. And we'll see you next time on Conversations with Father.